What's up everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we have a really fun mix of books. We got a lot of like 90s indie and stuff like that, but then we also have some silver and bronze and copper Marvel stuff, so big different mix of books here. We're going to start off with some of the 90s stuff though. We've got a Catwoman Defiant. This is one of those thicker books, got that pretty diamond lettering there. So this was actually, this and the next few were some freebies because I bought a big stack from somebody. He had a whole bunch of Valiant I needed, and then he did a dollar claim show on Whatnot with just some, cool stuff, some older stuff, but a lot of like, 90s stuff. And yeah, I was actually very surprised because I don't think he knows me that well, and all the stuff he sent me as a freebie was like right up my alley pretty much. He also sent me the Penguin one. I didn't keep that one just because I'm trying to like be very selective about what I keep for Batman these days. But the Catwoman one I definitely am keeping. And then some other trade paperbacks. Shadowhawk, The Secret Revealed, which I love Shadowhawk. I love 90s Images. It's right up my alley. It's also got a Shadowhawk fact file on the back. Not sure what issues this collects. Or which series? Oh, Shadowhawk 2. Okay. So yeah, that's right up my alley. I love those 90s trade paperbacks. Do like that there. And then this was awesome as a freebie. Batman Spawn War Devil. That's super, super cool. And it's not in bad shape at all. Definitely been read, but not terrible. And then Shadowhawk 1, which, yeah, this one's definitely been well loved, but hey, that's okay. So, yeah, that was really, really cool, that's right up my alley. I was so excited by that. And I thought I put the other stuff in here, but he also sent me a couple complete sets. One of them I think was Generation M. It was the Generation X House of M tie-in, which I think that one's probably not going to be kept. But then there was an Avengers set from like the early 2000s. I can't even remember what it was. It was like the full 6-issue series. I liked the art on that one. I thought it was in here, but it doesn't seem to be. And I may keep that one. I'm going to probably read it. But we got a little bit of Valiant here and there. So I apologize if you don't like Valiant. But I'm trying to complete every single Valiant run from the original Valiant 1 universe. So we got Visitor number 11, which I think this may be the last issue I need for Visitor, but I'm not sure. I was a little bummed on condition for some of these She-Hulks. I think there was another one in here that I think I didn't bother to even keep because it was not in good shape. But I did get the complete Return of the Blonde Phantom storyline. They're not super, super clean, but they're not bad. So, Sensational She-Hulk number 23. The bad thing about these white covers, they're pretty stained. There's 22, 21, which that's that complete one. And then there's just a random Iron Man that I needed, 296. Marvel Presents number 5 with the Guardians of the Galaxy. I do like the old Guardians of the Galaxy, but I'm also just kind of trying to fill in my Guardian short box because I have the almost complete 90s run, which is like 60-something issues, which is not enough to fill a short box, but it is enough that it kind of needs its own short box. So I'm just like trying to find stuff like this to fill it in with. Like I got a couple cool newer Guardians covers that I liked, but I'm trying to kind of find some older stuff to fill it in with because I do like this stuff. I'm not just buying it for the sake of buying it, but it does help. Star Wars Union 2 of 4. This is part of the Wedding of Luke and Mara. I actually got the trade paperback a while back and finally got to read it. But this is the first single issue I've ever had of it. I think I got 2 copies of this by accident. This one is the dirtier one. I think the last video I showed you I had a cleaner one. I mean, this one's not bad, but it does have some dirt on it, and it's got that little thing up there, so I don't know, I may keep 2 of them. Some books I like to have 2 of. Vengeance of Vampirella number 21, that was just one I was missing. There was a few other Vengeances in there that I had already had, so I put them to the side. You know, I don't mind getting dupes of certain things like that, like Vampirella, because I can always just put it in my Raid Train show and, you know, $2 start it, and people like it. This is one I never seen before. I just thought it looked cool. It was kind of Red Sonja-esque. Brian Pulido's Belladonna. I don't think I've ever had a Brian Pulido book before. It's from Avatar. It's actually the preview. So yeah, I thought that was cool. Then we got Red Sonja versus Thulsa Doom number 2. I don't know too much about this miniseries. You know, it was a very nice cover. But, yeah, other than that, you know, don't know much about this one. Then we got a Vampirella Strikes number 1, which is actually signed, and with some help from a friend, I was able to figure out that it is signed by Nathan Massengill. It is made out to someone. I know some people don't like that. I don't really care. It's Nathan Massengill's signature. He is, I want to say like the inker or something? Yep, he's the inker. So that's pretty cool, and nice cosplay cover. You know, I really have to say, modern cosplay covers suck compared to the old ones. The backgrounds on them just really suck, and I feel like a lot of the women, like, you know, no offense to them, but I feel like they kind of, like, really try to enhance their bodies and stuff like that, and I don't know, it doesn't feel like it's needed. Oh, I didn't even notice there was the back cover like that. This was just a really random one. I don't know if it's like an underground thing or what that I saw, and I just grabbed it. Allegedly, Brian Bland did interior, which, if that's the case, this would have to be some earlier stuff from him. But it's Red Fox number 1. It's not the first printing. There were several printings, at least, of this. I think I looked it up. I may be wrong, but I think I saw that the first printing was like a $20 book. It does have a little thing down right there. But yeah, it's one that I'm probably going to flip through. You know, if I don't like it, I'll just throw it back up in one of my shows. It was only $1, so it was kind of like, why not? It looked cool. Star Wars Legacy number 26. Don't believe this one has a key. It's just an issue I was missing. We have Wacky Squirrel Slaughters the Bear, I guess, or if it's just Wacky Squirrel. But I assume this is some sort of spin-off of Boris the Bear in the same universe, because it's the Boris the Bear cover. It's just, you know, covered up and everything. So, yeah, I had to pick that one up, since I pick up all the Boris stuff. And there's a few more Valiants, some Archer and Armstrong I was missing, number 10. Bloodshot number 6, which I believe is the first appearance of Ninjak. Then a Vengeance of Vampirella number 8, which I think this is one that I have in the poly bag. I didn't really want to open that one up, though, so got the raw one. Savage Red Sonja, Queen of the Frozen Waste number 1. I think a lot of these Red Sonjas I have are variants. I don't really know, though. And then She-Devil with the Sword, number 12, that first Dynamite run, I think that's a variant as well. Oh yeah, it's actually John Romita Jr., which, that was pretty cool. I didn't know he did any Red Sonja. We got Red Sonja number 6. There's number 2, that's a Frank Bruner cover, I think. Also looks like Jose Villarubia. Oh, and this one does wrap around. I forgot some of these actually wrap around. Number 5. This one might be a wraparound also. Nope. Number 3. Number 4 I do know is a wraparound. And then I think this is where the rest of the Valiant is, but don't worry, we still have some really cool stuff to show here. So, we got Rye 28, Eternal Warrior 21, Magnus Robot Fighter number 42, and I have a 41 on the way, so that knocks out, or doesn't knock out, but it's a big run, consecutive run for me now. I think I'll have like almost near to the end, with the exception of I think like 7 and 12 I'm missing, because that's like the first Rye and first Turok, stuff like that. 63 I think is the second to last issue. This is when Keith Giffen was writing it. And then 64, I believe, is the last issue. So I actually, once I get 41, I may have like 13 through the end. And then, you know, assorted issues under 13. I do have a number 1. Shadow Man number 20. My Shadow Man run's really coming together. I got a whole bunch from someone else that are coming as well. The only really big book with Shadow Man is issue 1. Which, you know, depending on who has it, there's 14. Some people see it's Valiant, they're, oh, it's junk, you know. But some people try to charge 20 bucks for it. Number 16. Number 23. Bob Hall, who wrote most of Shadow Man, is actually coming to Baltimore Comic-Con, so find one of these issues to have him sign. I might have him sign the Aerosmith issue. Actually, a few of the Valiant guys are going to be at Baltimore. Bart Sears, who did Turok and some EXO, and Ron Mars, who also did some EXO. So I'll probably get them to sign some of my Valiant stuff. Rye number 29, number 30, 31, 32. Actually didn't even realize that Rye went on this long, and this is actually not really that close to the end of it. There's number 6, which is a Frank Miller cover. Frank Miller did pretty much all the Unity covers for each title. Solar 59. 60, which is a awesome cover. And you can see Keith Giffen was also writing Solar at the end. Armorines number 7. 8. Armorines, I think, was a 10 or 12 issue series. I have a majority of that. Archer and Armstrong, 22. 23. And 25. I think 26 is the last issue for Archer and Armstrong. I do have that one on the way. So I accidentally got another Rye number 6 as I forgot I'd ordered one. This one's dirtier, so probably won't hang on to that one. And then here we get into some really cool stuff here. Sensational She-Hulk number 9. I went back issue diving at my comic shop. I finally got a chance to. Unfortunately, what I was looking for was the Vampirella mags, and they really got picked over. Pretty much all that was left were the really expensive ones. And I just, you know, they're not worth that to me, unless it was a number 1 or something. So yeah, I was really looking for those, but I went into the other bins, and if I had more time, I really would have dug through the back issues, as I like to call them, which is a back area that they have like sliding drawers and everything, which is where I know a lot of overstock is that's been there for a long time. But I just went through the main back issues and kind of skimmed through those others really quick. But I found some really great stuff for some pretty decent prices. There is Sensational number 8, which nice Christmas cover. The actual woman at the comic shop working specifically was like, oh, I love this one, so I have high expectations for that one. And then I thought this was really cool. Savage She-Hulk number 2, the second appearance of She-Hulk. I actually got another Savage She-Hulk number 2 for free that's on the way because I bought a number 1. So I'm excited for that to get here. And then we got Sensational number 6. I've gotten back, like really back into Punisher and Daredevil, which I picked a bad time because all their stuff is so hot. It really sucks because that stuff used to be dollar bins and, you know. But I thought these covers were really great for Punisher War Journal. I mean, even now, I still don't really like to pay more than $1 for most Punisher books because they're not uncommon, you know. They printed a lot of them. Punisher is a very popular character. So, but these ones, I really liked the covers of them, so I was okay with it. I didn't find part 1 of this. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's like Russian lettering. The Kamchatkin Conspiracy is what it looks like. But yeah, it has these beautiful, beautiful painted covers. And then there's 32, which is part 2. Yeah, they didn't have a 31, I don't think. Then I got Deadpool number 4 from his second series. I think I'm just missing number 2 for that one now. And then I got a 56 from his first ongoing series. I think this is like some minor key or something, but I like the cover. They had a couple earlier issues of this one, like under 10, but I just thought they were a little too much for me personally. I got a Tales to Astonish number 75. I don't think this has any kind of key significance. Just thought it was a really great Hulk cover, and you know, it's a 12 center and all, so why not for $8? This is a Moon Knight cover that I had. I actually got it in a mystery box a while back, but I wasn't really into Moon Knight then. So I got it back, and I got it for a pretty good price. This is a great Bill Sienkiewicz cover, Moon Knight number 8 from Volume 1. And then I also got a number 7. And then for Savage She-Hulk, I also found a number 11. Not sure how many issues the Savage went to. I don't think it was that many. And then these next two were not from my shop. They were from a Whatnot show. I was in a Whatnot show that was kind of doing like bigger books and stuff, which I don't typically go into, but they had a New Mutants 98, and I've been trying to get that for a affordable price, and the streamers were not annoying. Like, if you're on Whatnot, if you're selling bigger books, and even if you're not even selling bigger books, if you're yelling at the chat, or you're just yelling in general, or wake up chat, you know, just saying stupid things like that, I'm not going to support you. I don't care how good your deals are, I'm not going to support you. Because you just, no, it's not what I believe in as a seller myself. But these guys were very cool. They didn't really complain about what the books went for, you know. They didn't say, oh, yeah, you know, this book is worth this, and yeah, you're sleeping chat and all that garbage. They were very cool, so I appreciated that. And so I did get a couple books from them. I wasn't able to get the New Mutants 98. It went for $400. I only had $250 to drop on that by itself. That I was, well, I could have spent more. I was only comfortable with $250. So, yeah, the problem is, all the copies I find of New Mutants 98 are like just these really clean, you know, in the 9s, and I don't need that. I'm just trying to complete my New Mutants run. I'm okay if it's a 7 or if it's an 8. I just want to complete my run and also get, you know, a grail for myself because I've loved Deadpool since I was a little kid. But yeah, that's enough of my little rant there. These are the books I got from them. X-Men 67, which someone obviously did draw on, but it's a nice Silver Age X-Men. I feel like these Silver Age X-Men have kind of gone up. Well, I guess this is Silver Age. It's 25 center. I feel like these have kind of gone up because at one point I was seeing majority of the, you know, the non-key issues for like $10 to $20, but man, I've seen some of like the reprints, which I'm not sure if this one was into the reprints or not. It might have been. I've seen some of them lately go for like $50, even in poorer condition, which I'm not willing to pay for that because they're nothing special. Yeah, they're literally just reprints. I know they're older, but they're just reprints. Then I thought this was really cool. Turok, Son of Stone. This is a 10 center. I think this is early Turok. I don't remember the number on it. Number 9, yeah. So, that I thought was really cool. You know, 10-cent Turok is always great. I never see that. And this one I got for pretty cheap. I think it was like $10 or less, which $10 or less for a nice Golden Age book, I'm pretty happy about that. Of course, it's not in really the right size bag and board, and I doubt I have a right size bag and board for it. So I'm hoping one of my buddies has some Golden Age bags and boards that I can pay them to send me a single one, because I don't have any other Golden Age books. I guess this technically isn't Golden Age because it was 57. It was a couple years too late, but it's still probably Golden Age sized. And then I think the rest of the stuff is Daredevil, which, like I said, I got back into Daredevil. I picked a bad time to do it, but it is what it is. So I got 181, which I used to have this long time ago. If you go all the way back to like the beginning of my channel, you'll see one of my haul videos where I picked this up, which, funny enough, I think I probably paid the same price I paid back then, and that was, 5 years ago, so not too bad. But of course, this is the Death of Elektra. Then we got number 25. This would be my earliest Daredevil. I found out that I accidentally bought another one of these recently from someone. The other one I bought was pretty beat. I only paid $6 for it, though, so we're not out too bad on that. But this is the first appearance of Leapfrog. It's not terrible, it's definitely got the wear of a book its age. The other one, though, was probably like a 1. I think they actually had this one graded. Yeah, they got this one at like a 4 or 5, so not terrible. Yeah, it presents pretty well. Oh, I forgot I had this. Uncanny X-Men 168. I thought this was the first appearance of Lockheed. I think I've got conflicting sources, though. I think I use 2 different databases. I use Key Collector mostly for keys, and then I use CLZ for just, everything else to keep track of, because it's a lot easier to keep track of stuff on CLZ than it is on Key Collector. But I think Key Collector says this is the first appearance of Lockheed, and I think CLZ says it's the first mention of Lockheed. But I do know it's the first appearance of Madeline Pryor, so I thought that was a decent little key for $5, and I didn't have it. And then we're going to end on a book that is one of my favorite Daredevil covers ever, Daredevil 184. This is the first team-up of Daredevil and Punisher, and it's just an iconic cover. So yeah, that is going to do it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you like these kinds of videos, hit that subscribe button, because I got a lot of really cool stuff coming. I sold a lot of the bulk in my collection that just wasn't fitting with what I'm collecting anymore, and so I made a good bit of money off that, and I put it right back into more comics, of course. So yeah, I've got a lot of really, really cool stuff coming. So yeah, hit that like button, please subscribe, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you liked here. I apologize, DC fans. There's very much a lack of DC. I think there was only one DC book. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.